had a little bit of an issue with it, and I said, say it again, and he did, and right hook sent him down.
He hit him, and he fell.
He hit him?
Yeah.
On May 4th, 2021, a 27-year-old Dunkin Donuts shift manager punched a 77-year-old customer who called him a racial slur. 3 days later, the man was dead. The manager, Corey Ellis, voluntarily confessed on scene. He was charged with aggravated manslaughter of an elderly adult under Florida Statute Section 782.072, carrying up to 30 years. In March 2022, prosecutors reduced the charge to felony battery. Ellis received 2 years house arrest and no prison time. That decision is where the legal problems begin.
I guess it just spilled, and I remember in here he was. My dear was here, down the street, Tampa, Florida, 33619.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I was there. He was actually there. Don't check again. He was down.
Which kid? He has heart problems. He's 100% disabled. Disabled veteran. He's got allergies. He's seen allergy tag. What do you have?
Almost immediately, Corey Pujols approached the officers and told them he was the man they were looking for. Calm and cooperative, he explained exactly what happened.
Yeah, so first and foremost, let me just say my name is Corey Ellis. I am the guy you were looking for in regards to this situation. The long and short of it is that here obviously at Dunkin, he's a regular. He normally comes through here and orders a large hot coffee, but today maybe he's having a rough day or something, and he decided to be extremely profound at the mouth. And I asked him respectfully on the microphone, could you please not use that kind of language, obviously with me and my employees, and as well as that, and he said no, and then he came around to the window, he kept going at the window, and then I guess he was going to come inside, so I came inside. I came on this side to let him know. He asked for the manager. Our current store manager is off already. She worked morning shift, and she's currently otherwise here. So I would be for the seniorship. I've been here a little bit longer than he has, so I reserve responsibility for that. In any case, I came out to let him know. I said, listen, sir, with the profanity that you use, I would highly recommend that you go on about your business. We don't want to serve you any coffee today. Maybe you can try again another day, but you have clearly upset, feel me, the atmosphere here, and we would like for you to go on about your business. I asked him to do that repetitively. It's all on camera. As I mentioned, he came inside, and when he came inside, he addressed me, and he was looking. I said, hey, listen, the manager's not here right now. I'll give you this, the manager's store number and all that good stuff. And he didn't want it, and I said, sir, well, can you please go on about your business again and have a good day? And he said, no, you're a nigger. And then I said, and I'm sorry, I had a little bit of an issue with it, and I said, say it again, and he did. And right hook sent him down.
So it goes without being said that you can't hit somebody because they say something you don't like.
I very
Doesn't matter.
well.
I'm just telling you, brother.
No, I agree. Believe me. I'm terrified right now, but I agree what you're saying. You shouldn't. I have had a fit of racism since I've only been here on about 2 months, and I've dealt with so much of it. And I'm not saying that is a reason to do it. I'm not.
I got people that say a bunch of hateful and horrible stuff to me every single day. For the past 16 years, I let it go in one ear and out the other. It ain't gonna hurt you. This will get you in trouble. Not gonna get you arrested, but dude, you hit him and he fell down.
Yeah.
Prosecutors cited Florida's Stand Your Ground Statute Section 776.013 as justification. That argument fails. Stand your ground requires a reasonable belief of imminent great bodily harm. Ellis stepped forward through a door and struck first. Florida courts have consistently held that verbal provocation, regardless of severity, does not establish imminent physical threat under Section 776.013. Words, however extreme, do not trigger stand your ground.
Yeah, and he hit his head pretty good.
And he should have never said what he said, but guess what? That's the country we live in. You say what you want to say.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, like you're saying, dude, get the freak out.
You slipped and fall, pushed and fell.
Right hook and fell. My apologies for the
He was hit and he fell down.
Keep it down. I don't want this other. You hit him. You punched him and he fell.
I'm not one to run from what I've done.
No, you're fine.
Gentleman came in, was being very rude to this gentleman, which is the on-duty manager.
Acting manager for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Said some few expletives, and he hit him, and he fell.
He hit him?
Yeah.
Did you get his information yet or no?
I have not. I just came in as
That's his grandson that's with him, though.
Okay.
That is his grandson.
I was just
Maybe
talking
I'll
with
give you
him.
that information if necessary.
So, yeah, you want to grab his 43?
I have. We do have surveillance. However, when the boss leaves, she locks the.
That's fine.
Yeah, she locks the.
So here's the reality of what could happen.
Yeah.
If you charge a battery, yeah, you could be charged a battery.
Right.
You know, that's after we speak with him and see what's going on.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get on to you, man.
Yeah. No.
You can't let, and I'm telling you from here on out, you can't let what somebody says anger you.
Yeah.
Said I deal with it and I let it go on. I mean, people say nasty and hateful stuff to him and I just
believe
because we
me,
do our job.
I know.
For no reason.
I know it.
You're gonna have people like that throughout your life. You just gotta let it go in one ear and right out the other. And just realize that he's gonna leave and be on his way, and you're gonna still be here working.
Right.
You know. So we'll let them get him loaded up and everything like that. Just do what you gotta do, bro. I'll be in here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
You're cool. You're good to go, man. Thank you.
So basically, he was just being, outright rude on your card is going through. But he was just being
For what reason?
outright verbal. I asked him if he wanted iced or hot coffee. He instantly was like cold coffee. Confident. He was like, who the fuck likes cold coffee? I always do fast, so the same. Y'all always get it wrong. I'm like, okay, sir, we cannot hear and identify you at the window.
So he got mad because you asked him if he wanted ice or hot coffee.
Yeah. Instantly. Off rip, he was already mad. A large hot latte? Okay, gotcha. So instantly he was just,
Sure.
above level. So he was being very verbal. Didn't want to listen to what we were saying. So Corey was like, he got on the mic because I've only been here for like just 3 weeks.
Sure.
But I've had Dunkin experience, so
Well, that shouldn't be a normal reaction of somebody.
it shouldn't be a normal reaction. So he didn't want to. Okay, so yeah, he was being really verbal for absolute no reason. So Corey got on the mic because he's the veteran here, the more experienced person.
Sure.
So he took over the mic and was like, "Can you not talk to the employees like that?" And he didn't listen. So he said, "Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna take your order today. We're gonna politely ask you to leave." Came up here, we had a verbal like, "Can you leave? We're not gonna take your order," type of thing right here. We were reassuring him that he could come again later. So then that's when he came up to the front and it was right there.
So even after y'all asked him to leave,
He kept on coming.
he parked, and when you say up there, up at the front counter.
Yeah, he came to the car. So we knew Corey was gonna. So me and Corey went up there to wait and tell him to leave again. He didn't want to listen again, so we asked him to leave him multiple times, and that's when he called Corey the N-word, and it escalated from there.
What did you see happening from there?
From what I seen is I heard him telling Corey told me to call the cops off rip. So I was calling the cops, I was calling my manager, I was calling everybody, and the dude he kept on being violent, very rude. So
When you say violent, like physically violent,
no,
or
not
just verbally?
physically. I don't think he physically touched Corey, but mentally, trying to get into Corey's mind.
Sure.
Mess with him and around with his head. So then Corey, he was like, "Okay, we're gonna ask you one more time. We're gonna either you're gonna leave or we're gonna call the cops." I was already calling the cops, so he didn't want to leave. He was like, "There's a bunch of niggas, this, that, and third, your nicknames." Corey was like, "One more time," and he called him another nick, and that's what happened. I was right
happened?
here, and I was on the phone with my manager and the
Section 782.072 requires culpable negligence, a gross deviation from reasonable care. Punching a 77-year-old man on a concrete floor satisfies that standard. The foreseeable result was serious injury or death. The elements were met.
So what happened after that, after he said that?
Where he punched him, he was on the floor, and I was on the phone.
Okay. And you were standing like
right around here on the
okay.
phone.
Okay. Is he, and Corey said he's a normally irregular? He comes through
He
here?
comes here a lot, and he's very, like, verbal. Like, I guess he doesn't know how to, be respectful. So,
well, normal people know how to be respectful, and he
choose
was not to be.
He wasn't being respectful.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah, so he does this a lot. I've had multiple times where I've had to go through it. He gets mad because we don't know his order. But we don't know your order because we cannot physically see your face.
Sure. Hello. Manager?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to, A, I got a thumb drive, or B, if we're able to get the video, can you email it? What's better for you?
I'll have it emailed to you.
Okay.
I'll have my law prevention guy
Okay.
send it to you.
Let me go out and...
Give me an email address.
Yes, sir.
I'll call him now, as a matter of fact, to go ahead and get him to do it.
Okay.
Prosecutors also cited the victim's criminal history as making him an unsympathetic victim. Under the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, victim character does not reduce a defendant's legal responsibility. The law protects all persons equally. The third factor cited was Ellis's clean record a legitimate consideration at sentencing, not a basis for charge reduction. Pre-trial charge reduction bypasses judicial discretion and the jury's constitutional role.
It feels better in here.
Level of injury. Had he not been this injured, there's a lot of things he could have done. Because, like I said, nobody here is okay with what that guy said. And none of us would know at all, And he deserves to put his place in the law. But because of how seriously he's injured, we have no choice. I want you to understand that. Everybody here agrees that what was done to you was wrong. What he said to you was wrong. He has to how he like I said, he's not injured. So I'm going to pray for you and for him that he recovers, that he's hopefully go away. But for the time being, you're going to be charged 1 count of battery on the elderly male, which is over 65 years of age. You'll have a bond, so it's not going to be too high. You're going to bond out tonight at some point. And then we'll just pray all of us. This guy recovers and everything will work itself out. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you have that you want somebody to say here?
Yes, please. I'm his mom.
That's fine. Mom, you want to step over here and we grab all this stuff?
Get that right.
Do you want a bag? Sam, do you want a bag? I can give you a bag for all that. Yeah, I've got one in here, or if you got one, that's fine.
Like I said, you'll get a bond, hopefully as fast as possible so you can get out and be done with it. But I called the state attorney's office, I spoke to all of our supervision, and it's just unfortunate, I wish the guy had a black eye so we could all say, hey, watch your mouth, but he's been so bad. It's just one of those things that really sad situation. What can make it go best? The guy remembers.
I'm sorry. Corey, you have anything else on you, really?
No, that's it. Took everything else.
That's for mom.
Okay, that's it?
Right here. Yeah, that's for mom.
That's it for the
Yeah. We 100% agree. But when his head hit hard and everything, when they brought him out here, he was unconscious.
Yeah.
And then while he's up there, he's not doing good right now. He could get better, okay? So you go down, we'll tell Mom. Mom can go down. Yeah, you do that and I'll 1035 you. Do they? Okay, that's fine. It's just a hope, brother, that he gets better.
Yeah.
Okay? I know that was not your intent.
It was not.
It wasn't. I know that. You told me that right off the bat, man. It would have been different if it would have progressed and it would have been more physical after that, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But everything, when something happens, everything is taken that happens in the entire situation. You know what I'm saying? So him falling, him getting the injury, him being elderly, again, he could be in the hospital and be completely fine by tomorrow. Okay? But we'll tell Mom. Mom will come down and bond you out. It should be, I think, $1,000 bond or $100 to do a bondsman. She can come down and bond you out. And I'm sorry about this.
I'm sorry because I still think, no matter what anybody thinks of me, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't. I agree with everybody.
Let me turn the air on for you. Let me talk to Mom real quick. Yes.
Corey Ellis receives a C+. He cooperated fully and expressed genuine remorse. The provocation was severe, but he advanced, struck first, and struck an elderly man. Provocation is not a legal defense to battery under Florida law. The Tampa Police Department receives a B+. Officers correctly stated the legal standard on scene verbal provocation does not justify force and conducted a systematic, procedurally sound investigation throughout. The Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office receives a C-. The stand your ground justification is legally unsupported. The victim character argument creates unequal protection. A man died from a single punch. The sentence does not reflect that reality. The lesson: the law does not weigh who spoke first, only who struck first. No verbal provocation, including racial slurs, creates a right to physical force under Florida law or any U.S. jurisdiction. For prosecutors, charge decisions must be driven by the legal elements of the offense, not the character of the parties. Equal justice means equal application, regardless of who the victim was. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching.